So let me preface this by saying, first of all, this video is not about video games. Even though I will likely be speaking about games, my experiences with them, and the video game industry for the majority of it, I think if I'm being honest, the topic of this video has nothing to do with video games. If I had to summarize it in one word, it would be nostalgia, the emotion of nostalgia, but I think even that can't really fully describe this feeling that I want to speak about today. So before we start, I just want to say that I've tried to script this video several times now, and it never really worked. So I will be doing this mainly without a script, because it's such an important issue to me that I wouldn't know how to plan a video around it. So there was a specific experience last week that prompted this video. So I've had a lot more free time by chance in the last couple weeks, and I've been in my hometown for most of it. And we still have our old PS4 that's still the family's PS4. And I used to really play a lot of games on there, both single player and with friends. We bought it in around 2015. So really since then I was playing there and making so many memories. But then last week, when I was home alone with the PS4, I happened to turn it on, thinking that it would be really fun to get into these old video games again. And I remember distinctly just the fun I've had with the PS4 with specific video games. So I used to be really a fan of the Assassin's Creed series, specifically things like Assassin's Creed 4, but also I have many happy memories of playing Call of Duty with friends and alone. Um, so I turned on the PS4 and saw all of these game discs staring at me, and I decided to put the first one in, and I think it was Assassin's Creed, but I loaded it up, and in the open world, I was running around for maybe 15-20 minutes, and it was strange because it was so familiar, but it felt like something wasn't there. That the reason why I had wanted to play this game or why I wanted to use the console again wasn't really there. So without fulfilling any goals in that video game, I switched to the next one and then the next one. So these were maybe Red Dead Redemption 2, and a couple other ones, single player games. And something just felt off. I launched into these games without having a specific goal, but even in the games, I had nothing to do. It felt weird to think about completing a goal in these games or a mission or whatever. It seemed kind of empty. So finally, I had the disc for Black Ops 3 for Call of Duty Black Ops 3, and I put it in, and I was playing offline against bots, the multiplayer mode, but I was walking around the map, and it was so strange because I knew every corner of every map, but something felt very, very different. So I played this game in the multiplayer with friends, almost or pretty much 10 years ago, or partially more than 10 years ago. And walking around again in these same video game maps seemed surreal because it was the same place, but still everything was different. And I noticed really, and this was maybe, I mean, there were only like bots on the map, but I noticed that these maps were empty. It was like I was walking through an abandoned city. So every corner I would turn, I would maybe have a memory of very close match, or a very close gunfight that happened at that corner. Um, but the map was just empty. So it was like a ghost town after an apocalypse a bit. And to tell you the truth, it was very depressing because I noticed that whatever I had come to the game for whatever reason, I turned on the console and played that game and chosen that map. um, I noticed that that was simply not there anymore. And that even though I could recreate turning on the console and loading up the exact game settings, with the controller in my hand, I could recreate a lot of the experience, but fundamentally it just couldn't compare to the memories I have and these 10-year-old memories of that time. And I've been thinking a lot about it because if you enter on YouTube, something like video games aren't fun anymore, you'll see a lot of commentaries, maybe similar to mine, where people are speaking how they sort of lost their love for gaming, or how video games, how the industry has turned bad. Um, and sure, I mean, some points of this might really be true. I mean, you could probably make a 5 hour video on microtransactions, or the way DLCs are priced, or cloud gaming, or just paid off game reviews. I mean, sure, you could try to do a video essay on rational reasons why turning on a video game console and playing a game just isn't as fun anymore nowadays as it was in high school 10, 15 years ago. But to tell you the truth, I think that, I mean, as I said in the beginning, this video isn't about video games. The exact games I was playing the other day, the exact maps, or the exact settings, or the exact console, and even the timeline, it doesn't matter to the topic I'm discussing. It's more of a lens, or it's more a entry point into this feeling. So I've been thinking about this a lot, and I don't have a concise sort of way to end this video, or to deal with this feeling, to explain this feeling, or to cope with this feeling, I guess. Maybe this video is just like me coping about that, but I think if I had to guess, if I had to kind of describe it more, I would say that fundamentally, when we say gaming isn't fun anymore, when we say we can't get the same joy out of it, even out of the same games, I'd say honestly, it was never about the game. It was never. I mean, it was more likely to be about the fact that you were in high school, the fact that you had less pressure and less responsibilities, maybe the fact that you had a group of friends that you saw every day in person or online, and that much more of your life was just on clear rails, on clear boundaries, sort of keeping you safe. And I think honestly that's what I'm missing, because even though I can be nostalgic about a certain map in the Call of Duty game I used to play with friends, fundamentally it's not about the map. As I said, it could be any map. What I really miss is the life circumstances. What I really miss is the immaterial things from that time, like laughing with friends, or trying out a new thing in the game with friends, and maybe barely winning a game. And so it's these things. It's the total life circumstances that surrounded our experience at the time. It's not the game mechanics itself. So I think that, I mean, sure, we can speak about game mechanics. We can speak about changes in the industry, and maybe that's important if you're still an avid gamer, if you're still as much of a gamer as you were when you were a kid or a teenager. But I think fundamentally we need to be aware that, or at least if you feel anything remotely to me, or had maybe a similar timeline, that it's not about the video games, and that even the perfect video game, I mean, now in 2026, everyone's waiting for GTA 6. And I mean, we don't know how it'll be. It'll probably be good, but even if that's the perfect video game, fundamentally, it likely won't compare, at least in my case, to those nights laughing with friends in a PlayStation party in high school. Um, so yeah, I wanted to speak about that again. I mean, this video isn't scripted, but I've been thinking about these topics a lot. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about it. And there's a lot more I could say, both about gaming, but more importantly about the idea of nostalgia, how I see it in myself, how I see it in other people, and maybe how my approach to nostalgia has changed over the years. I don't know if you would like to see that. I mean, just leave a comment. I'd really, yeah, appreciate just hearing about your guys' experience. But I think I'll leave it here for now. And I hope to see you soon on this channel in another video. And goodbye.